It took 3 movies, but Todd finally spoiled the plot point for me.
Dun, dun, dun. Hello and welcome to Minute of the Apes, a daily podcast where we break down every minute of the Planet of the Apes movies, 1 minute at a time. We are sitting in...
The Zeus Annex?
Zeus Annex is what Sean and I came up with before Richard got in here.
Awesome. Cool.
I'm Zeus North.
Right, Zeus North, Zeus Annex.
And we literally pulled up the map and we were like, it's really not enough of a change.
It's far
so we
away
said,
enough to call it a different location.
Well, there's definitely a library that definitely came from Zeus here.
That is true. Sean's back room. Library is a very sweet word.
Library.
I do store a lot of your product over here.
Yeah.
But we're up here at Sean's house today, and it's been a little while since we've recorded just because of the holidays and trying to get things.
And people being out of town.
Yeah.
So here we are, a month later. We're about to tackle minute 16.
Yes.
No housekeeping that I'm going to begin right off the bat. Let's go ahead and get into it. Sean, tell us what's going on.
All right, we're going to start minute 16 with Zero still smirking and ends with Zero picking up a blue box.
I can't wait to hear Zero smirk. Here it comes.
They haven't had their breakfast yet?
Not a bite, just as you ordered.
Good. We'll go for the banana.
All right, as of minute 16, we have a planet's worth of humans plus 3 apes.
Man, I decided to take a drink of beer while you do that little toss, and it's so short now that I was like,
you forgot, yeah. I mean, it really looked like Zeus and the other chimp that we don't know the name of yet were about to say something to each other. Like
Cornelius. You said Zeus.
Oh, I'm sorry, Cornelius. We're about to say something to each other, like she's going to blow it for us, but then they thought better of it.
So the whole situation right here is kind of set up somewhat tongue-in-cheek because we know that the chimps can communicate. They can't. They're playfully holding back. There's a sweetness to it, but at the same time, I'm left feeling that the humans are stupid immediately because of the way the scene is presented.
So for the listening audience, that may not be quite apparent. When we finished the last minute, they had just completed proudly completed the Wisconsin multiphasic.
Yes, of course.
And folded her hands on top of the desk. And
very cutely.
Under her chin.
Very cutely. There's a little bit of pause. There's just a couple of lines of dialogue in this. But you basically see the exasperated doctor. You mentioned, had they asked the keeper, have they eaten yet? Not a bite. Good, we'll go for the banana. And what you have, though, is after this kind of this moment of, Zero folding her hands, looking very proud of herself, is this very, very quick cutback, just 2 seconds into this minute, of Cornelius and unknown ape, just kind of like Cornelius kind of gives a little chuckle, like it may have been. I don't know if it was even you could really hear it as much as the visual, just that nice little smirk,
right?
Like,
but I also thought there's a sweetness in what he does right there that I'm brought to mind that each of us are married, and we know that with our spouses, we have roles within our relationships. Strengths and weaknesses for everybody. I know with my wife is Zero to an extent that you put her into a situation, you gotta go, hang on, don't do it. Chill.
So what you're saying is even beyond just the fact that it's a funny moment that Cornelius would laugh at, he's actually laughing, kind of proud of his wife for
I thought he's
having one up on them.
He's smitten. He's proud. He's a little bit of everything. And I thought it was a wonderful choice by Roddy to play it the way he does, because his eyes, while they do acknowledge Milo for just a second, they're more on her.
Right, her.
And it really defines that relationship. And I find myself again with noticing the things we didn't have in Beneath, where there is truly there's a line of coherence across the board with every bit of the storytelling. Even with this, where we're tying them together, we didn't get these with Brent and Nova. You know, I'm not saying they were in love, but there wasn't an unspoken communication even of misunderstanding between them. It was simply they were in a situation and they dealt with it.
Yeah.
Here you got a deeper context. Subcontext to it. Yeah.
And maybe it's also direction as well, but there's Dr. Dixon is doing a couple of some really small things that you notice when you look at break it down minute by minute. When they come back from a little chuckle, you see him kind of tapping his fingers on the side of the box. You see him kind of have his mouth kind of cocked to the side as if he's kind of frustrated, and it's very subtle. It's not somebody playing dumb. They're actually reacting to the moment. It was actually really nice.
I totally agree. I thought that his choices were great. There's a moment with Stevie and I know we've had her in the film, the previous film, that her acting suffers a little bit. It's a little odd choices, but overall he found, you can tell that they rehearsed the scene, that they knew the playfulness of this, that his frustration to their charade game essentially.
Right. Yeah. It is because the actor had read the script, he knows how it's supposed to unfold, but he does give us kind of this fresh exasperation of this moment of the fact that this is a smart ape. So the description in the script, which is beneficial for the audience that's listening, is after Dr. Dixon says, "Good, we'll go for the banana." The description of the script is scattered about the cage are a number of oddly constructed wooden boxes, all gaily painted. Stevie now adds several more, which did not happen in the scene.
Yeah.
As Arthur tugs on a rope pulley to lower a banana from the top of the cage. So basically, we look about and you see these uniquely colored boxes that were not there.
Right.
Were not there, a couple of scenes ago.
Yeah.
Just magically, they're in this cage. They got put in there at some point because we assume this is like the next morning or whatever.
So I wanted to bring up that cage because. First off, did audiences the first time they ever saw this, did they think anything? Because those are, as the script says, gaily
painted, brightly colored boxes. Yeah, they look like children's boxes.
A term that you would not use in a screenplay anymore to describe that.
True.
And therefore, it was meant to be very vibrant, very eye-catching. However, they're presented in such a way that they're kind of set dressings. They're off to the side.
Like they're supposed to just be things to sit on or something like that. Yeah.
And they are sitting on them. I mean, she pulled up one of them to sit at the Wisconsin Multiphasic to sit down.
Right.
She's sitting on, I think, a yellow box, I believe.
So I just wonder, does the audience at that time, does an audience that watches this for the first time ever notice the box? If they do, what do they think of it? Because I know that I don't think I really registered it.
I didn't either.
Oh, I did, because they were so uniquely colored. I mean, they stood out to me. You've got a yellow one and a green one and a blue one and a red one and I think an orange one. And because they are so bright and because they weren't in one of the prior scenes, they were jarring to me. I'm like, what is happening there? Why are these playroom wooden boxes now in this cage?
So my question though is, what purpose do those boxes serve prior to the story? Because I could see the multiphasic test, the gorilla picking this up with its hands, but now we're talking massive blocks.
Well, I mean, they have the rigorous testing methods of having a banana on a string, so they knew that they were going to do that test after the multiphasic, so it wasn't like they just all of a sudden decided, hey, let's do this test. They were planning on doing
But
that.
what I mean is, those massive boxes, do you have them in there for the Ding Dong Gorillas?
Oh.
For
the depressed gorilla in the other cage?
Mr. Sad Sack over there? I just wondered what they were. It's rather convenient that they have these big boxes that they could sit on and things like that.
What year was Tetris made? I mean, it
Many
really
years
looks
after.
like when they built the boxes, it felt like, and Tetris was born now.
Right.
So I mean, the basically the minute itself is almost consumed by this construction or the put together these boxes. So these boxes are scattered, and that's what I think what stood out to me. The boxes are scattered about the cage. They're not in an area where it's very, very apparent that they're serving a function. Does that make sense? So
absolutely.
If we were to walk into a kid's room and we were to see a game like the Wisconsin Multiphasic sitting on the floor, the blocks would either be in the puzzle itself already or around the puzzle, unless the child just magically moved the blocks all the way around the room. And if they were just scattered around the room, they would be disassociated from the box.
Yeah, you wouldn't know what.
I wouldn't necessarily put those two things together. With these blocks in this cage, I didn't know what they were for.
Oh, yeah, I would not have thought to myself. I mean, obviously, I would have thought if they want me to get the banana, I need to get up higher. But I don't know if I would have figured out instantaneously how to put these blocks in such an order that I could make stairs out of them.
So, to that effect of the banana, we watched the minute again together before this. We began recording. Mm-hmm. And we all kind of chuckled at the remedial nature at which the banana was suspended from on high.
Just a guy lowering a banana literally on a hook on a string.
A fish hook.
A fish hook on a string.
And the audience could hear the squeaky wheel. I mean, it had to have that. Had to have that little extra moment. And the shot is from up above. I mean, they don't shoot up to the banana. They've taken the shot and they've taken on top
above
of the
cage, yeah.
So you can see the banana being lowered. It's when we get this up that if the audience is paying attention, you can actually see the different box. And I'm sorry, she's sitting on the red box. You can see the different boxes.
We're not taking sponsors. Don't talk about red box.
The red box. But when it's up above, you can actually see there's a yellow, there's a green in the corner, there's a blue over here. She's sitting on the red box. The description in the script says, this test is unfamiliar to Zira, who responds to its challenge. She speculatively eyes the banana, then stoops to prowl among the boxes, which she carefully examines without touching them. She then straightens and thinks. The tension is insupportable. Suddenly, Zira, moving into action, interlocks all the blocks so they form a somewhat eccentric staircase leading to the banana.
Well, I don't think I saw it as tension. I saw it as Zira looking at the boxes and then just being resigned and saying, "Fine, I'll build the stairs."
Well, as the banana is lowered, and mind you, this is not exactly a pristine banana.
It's not. Yes, it's a couple of days old.
It's a couple of days old. Yeah,
it's been manhandled. It's a little bruised.
Yeah, the Cruise took advantage. But I was happy they used a fresh banana. I mean, it's not like a prop.
Yeah,
they used a real banana. As the banana gets lowered to the particular point, she oddly just kind of looks down at the floor. And I didn't know why she was looking at the floor. She doesn't look about the room at first. She just looks down. And after she looks down, there's kind of a cut where we get back to Dixon and Stevie. Mm-hmm. And they both just kind of acknowledge this moment. I mean, it's kind of weird. And then we see Zira kind of begin to look about the cage. You see her look down. She looks at her box. She looks over to the green box in the corner. And then 38 seconds into it, she looks at them like, really?
Yeah, that.
Right.
Fine.
My favorite
that look.
expression, like, I'm going to raise my eyebrows. I'm going to cock my head. I'm like, oh, yeah, I got your test. I figured this out.
I know what you want me to do.
But now, she looks almost like this is so simple. Mm-hmm. This is so simplistic.
It's so simple a monkey could do it.
So simple. A monkey could do it. And then they cut back to Dr. Dixon, and he's now cocked his eyebrows he's like, she's figured it out. She's on to me. What's going on?
Now, I have to turn back a clock to the banana lowering and just say, as a person, I eat a banana every day. Mm-hmm. It's part of my regimen of what I eat.
At one point, didn't you hate bananas?
But I despise bananas.
Okay.
They're one of the few fruits, and I'll eat them because they're filling and whatnot.
And you get your potassium.
The sight of them and the smell of them overwhelm me, and especially if it has any black on it, I'm like, I can't do it. So I see this banana.
Is that why you're so silent this entire time we're talking about the banana?
Well, you're sitting there, and I can't get my mind past it because I have nightmares where bananas are lowered towards me. And I'm like, oh, God.
Todd, I think you did a commercial shoot, and you got force-fed bananas all day because of the heat or something?
I did in the production where one of the first things I did was I worked on cement, and it was a shoot for three days, and it was 105 degrees, so on cement it's horrible. I ended up in the hospital with some kind of heat stroke type thing, but they were shoving bananas down my throat to get potassium, and ever since then I can't do it.
I hate bananas.
Again, they're filling, and so I'll eat them every day. I swear, as I watch that banana, I'm like, this is traumatic for me. I can't do it.
You just hear Todd go,
yeah.
So I have somewhat of a traumatic banana story as well. I guess it's not traumatic.
But
banana. When I was a kid, I got a stomach bug, and it just happened to coincide with the fact that I was eating something that was banana flavored, like banana flavored taffy. And so banana flavoring I cannot eat banana flavored things. I can eat
banana, but if it's got banana,
but if it's that weird flavoring, I'm like, I can't. That makes me sick.
I completely get that. It is proof that, my wife tells people all the time that I have such a great mind over matter ability that I shut it off. And I know that banana is good for me. I know it's filling. I'll shove it down. But the moment that peel is there, I'm like, oh, and I'll just throw it away.
It's got a hook to it too.
Yeah, so this is a very, very hard minute for me to watch. I was like, please let it be over soon.
Well, good thing it only lasts a minute.